What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So check this out, right? I need y'all to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. So yesterday I was watching Sports Center, and free agency and everything going on in the NFL, and the sportscasters were talking about this one specific player, and they were saying how he's always injured. And they were saying that the best, players, they can play through pain and, they can, go through all of that stuff, right? And what I started thinking about was we often look at these athletes and when they're hurt, we say, man, they always hurt, this, that, and other. Then when you see them 20 years down the line and they can't walk right and they all hunched over, then we say, man, look at them, man, oh my gosh, right? Or like there was a picture going around about Shaquille O'Neal's feet, and they were like, oh, look at the feet. But you don't realize how much mileage is on those feet. And then, we say, man, they don't make the players like they used to because they used to play through this. They didn't get through injured and this, that, and the other, right? Then years down the line, a lot of those players, are suffering from CTE and all of these different things, right? So I'm going to use that as a precursor to us. You see, a lot of us have mastered the art of playing hurt. A lot of us have mastered that, and for different people there's different reasons, right? But for myself, I wanted to make sure that everybody around me was good. I wanted to make sure that I was available to everybody. I wanted to make sure that if somebody called me, they knew that I'm going to help them any way possible, right? And a lot of the times that I was doing that, I was injured myself. And I pride myself on being able to show up and be any and everything for anyone. But I was hurt. I was injured. And what typically happens is years down the line, now I'm going to the hospitals, I got different things going on. And the doctor asks me, well, when did you start getting those symptoms? When did the symptoms start happening? And it's crazy because I can pinpoint, well, you know what? I was feeling X, Y, and Z back in 2013. And then they said, well, why didn't you, address the situation? Well, my kids was doing this and I had to do this and I had to make sure I was available. I was taking care of my grandpa, like all of this other stuff, right? But because I was so focused on playing injured and not the healing part, now I'm paying for it. See, now I'm paying for it. And now that I'm paying for it, the same people that I was there for, they not there for me. And a lot of times when you are the person, when you are the strong one, you pride yourself on being able to show up and show out. You pride yourself being that person that when someone calls you, you go make sure it happens. And what starts happening is the people that you help all the time, they start leaning on you and not God. You see, when they call you and they know that you're going to make it happen, guess where the thanks goes? It goes to you. The thanks goes to you. And a lot of time, and I remember I told my grandmother this before, right? And I can just hear her laughing. I said, Ma, you love too much. You see, your love doesn't want X, Y, and Z to hurt. But that love is blocking the message that God is trying to give to that person. You see, sometimes it takes being hungry. It takes that stomach to be growling and this, that, and the other to make you realize you never want to be there again. So it pushes your body into action. And now your body is saying, I know how it feels to be hungry. I know how it feels to be hungry and I never want to be there again. So now instead of picking up that drink, instead of going to get high for the weekend, you are formulating ideas and stuff not to get back to that hunger stage. But when there's somebody that intercedes that you never feel that, you become their quote unquote God. And so, as I go through life now at the young, old, tender age of 45, I see things so much differently. See, I mastered the art of playing through the pain when what I should have been doing is addressing the pain. I should have been addressing those little, saying, oh, okay, I'm hurt right now, this, that, and other, because when there's not addressed, it leads to bigger things. So now, I'm going to the doctors, and I'm talking to the doctors, and then they're telling me things, right? And they're like, you know, maybe if you would have, done X, Y, and Z 3 years ago, you wouldn't be in this situation. And I'm saying all of that to say some of us, some of you are playing injured simply because you are so concerned with what everybody else got to say. See, you don't want to be the person that, takes a week off. You don't want to be a person that takes the week off because taking a week off makes you seem weak. So you press through. You press through. And then years later, right, when you see someone that we say these little stupid sayings, I'll sleep when I'm dead, right? Then 5 years later, you see that person and they look like they are 132 and they ain't nothing but 50. You know why? Because they had that mentality that I will sleep when I'm dead. And you admired their drive, their ambition. Not a divorce. Kids don't talk to them. They don't really have no friends because guess what? They'll sleep when they dead. And you don't understand all of the stuff that comes along with that. And see, this is what this video is about. The strongest person knows when to take some time off. See, I can't be what I'm supposed to be to you if I'm not healthy. I can't be who God wants me to be if I'm not healthy. And health isn't just the physical, it's the mental. I have cried myself to sleep so many times over other people's mess. I have had people come to me with an idea and they're like, hey man, I'm really trying to do this, that, and other. And I will spring into action. I'll start researching, then let's do this, that, and the other, right? And then three months down the line, I realize I'm more invested in this than you. You ain't missing no sleep. You ain't nothing, right? I'm invested in that. And what I start thinking about is just like, man, I'm missing out on sleep. I'm not focusing on the things that I should be focused on for myself because I'm trying to be everything to everyone. So that's my message in this video today. It might not be that deep. It might, whatever, but there is a message in here. Stop thinking strength, right, is synonymous with pushing forward. Sometimes the most strength is when you know that you need to shut it down. Sometimes the most strength is knowing, okay, listen, I need a break. I need a mental break. I can't help you right now because if I can't help myself, I can't help you anyway. So I need to back up. Because if you don't do that stuff, right, I'm going to get out your way, but think about this. Remember when we were younger, I was raised by my grandparents, but remember when you was younger and, for me, I remember I cracked my knuckles and it would drive my grandma crazy. She would walk past and she would pop my hand. Stop cracking your knuckles. Okay, you're going to have arthritis when you get older. And I used to be like, what? I crack my knuckles again. Okay, you're going to have arthritis when you when you get older. And I was thinking about it the other day and it brought some tears to my eyes. I woke up in the morning and I went to like stretch my hands out and I was like, oh man, why my hands hurt so bad? I'm like, oh my gosh, my hands are just, like it just hurts, right? And I bought the little strengthening things for my hands because I'm like, why is my hands hurting? And then I remembered. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's scientifically true, but I remembered that she told me, you're going to keep cracking your knuckles and you're going to get arthritis in your hands. I say all of that to say this. When you come watch my videos, you can find something in them that can bless you for later. Something in it that you can bless. And if it doesn't bless you, you can bless someone else. So anyways, man, I hope y'all have a great day today.